Oh, dude, Studio One's fire, dude, I'm telling you. Studio One for me has always been, like, whenever I tell people I love Studio One, it's always been workflow first. It's just so fast. Hey, my name's Imad Royal. I am a music producer and songwriter and artist. Multi-platinum, Grammy-nominated. I've worked with artists like Doja Cat, BTS, Oliver Tree, Beck, Chainsmokers, and many more. I've been all over the place, multi-genre. But yeah, we're gonna make a fun sample from scratch today, and you know, see what happens. I like that. We'll rock with that. I'm gonna drag in my loop here into the new Splice feature that's in Studio One Pro, which is super exciting because I do love Splice, especially for sample creation. You know, you want layers, you want ideas that you wouldn't even necessarily come up with. It has all the transpositions that happened, so like it's already transposed now to this key that I'm in, which is really sick. Your role as a record producer, I think it's taste first, it's decision making first, right? I feel like that switch is too fast, so I'm gonna time stretch it out. So now it's right where I want it to be. This isn't a really cool spot for me right now. Like I do want to try it in a different key to see like what it would sound like. So I'm gonna like highlight everything and okay, cool, it was already toggled. I'm gonna go to follow global transpose and now I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna go through the keys and see what gets me excited, you know. It's also cool about transposing a sample. Like I feel like it always adds this like little bit of character that wasn't there before, which is really fun. I love starting from a place and then kind of pitching things up and down. That's pretty cool. Awesome, so now we're gonna jump into impact, get a little drum beat going. I have a kit loaded up here. Obviously, we're used to seeing it like this, but I actually love doing the patterns. Sounding pretty good, pretty fun. So now what we can do, you can get impact right there in the zone with you know, and a lot of times like the hi-hat's not in the right pitch, or you know, if you wanna play around with that stuff. So now I can see everything playing live, and I can like isolate this guy, for instance. I like that pitch a lot more. So now like that we have like a rough beat, there's a fun new tool here where you can maybe reimagine my own loops. You know, right now I have everything stacked as like one, all the drums, you know, 808s. This is called the launcher, something that's similar in other DAWs, but I think there's a special sauce to it here because you can kind of toggle in and out of like what you're trying to do. Let's hear what just the chords sound like. Cool. Let's throw the 808 in there too. Cool. This almost sounds like it could be somewhat of like a verse, but now I think I want the snare under it. Cool. So let's copy and paste those over to this scene. So now just from messing around on this thing, I was able to take my big loop and kind of chop it up really quick. And if I want to bring those guys back in here, I can just drag it back in. And now I just have like my verse. Now there's plenty of room for vocals. That was great. I mean, that's exactly how I keep playing with different variations of loops, and you can end up structuring, you have like a really interesting production, you know, and you can do it really fast. You know, this would be the kind of time where I'm like, oh, I would love a drum fill, some sort of transition, so we can just kind of hop back into Splice. So I'm just gonna type in like, you know, drum fill. That's actually pretty close to what I'm looking for. And what's fun is you don't have to worry about, you know, if it's in the right tempo, because everything, your Splice is already synced up to your project, which is perfect. Great. Sounds exactly how I want it. Maybe a little impact at the top of that chorus. So we're just gonna search for impact. Yeah, that crash sounds about right to me. Let's see what that sounds like. Nice. That's sounding really good to me. I think something else that I potentially want to try, you know, I have this drum break that I really like. I'm gonna detect transients, so we're just gonna split it, bend markers. I just hit Option Shift, and then I can drag it all up in here.
Wait, hold on. You just chop the break like that?
Oh yeah. Oh dude, Siri one's fire, dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, dude. Yeah, it's one of my favorite, especially with drum breaks, and like maybe I don't even want the hi-hats, right? I just want the snare. So. But yeah, just like that, I was able to find a drum break off of Splice, bring it into Studio One, chop it, throw it into Impact, and like work it into my session right away. Also, you know, there's one more thing actually I'd like to mess around on too, is the AI stem separation. That's pretty cool. Let's see what we can get out of that. And then, you know, there's pianos in there, there's vocals, there's a bunch of cool stuff. So I'm just gonna hit Command U. And then you have these prompts, and I'm just gonna hit all of them, because sometimes you don't know what it's gonna pull out. I just love to hear how it separates it all. So let's just hit the global transpose on it here. Like first of all, I can't even play piano like that, so like I wouldn't have been able to create that. And it's cool to think that like I can now isolate parts out of a loop that I want to get and make it work into mine, even though it might initially feel like these two don't even belong together, you know. Now they do. That sounds cool. And just remember, it started with just me playing a two chord like progression on the guitar, and I was able to build out this whole track off of just those two chords, which for me will always be the thing that I feel like I have over like everybody when I get to create. It's just so fast. And I like to work fast, especially if I'm inspired. You know, if it's like a lightning in a bottle type thing, you don't want to be given too much time to like think, you know, you just want to do. And I feel like now having Splice built in like this too, like I can just work.
I think you made it look too easy, bro.
Sorry, dude. Sick. That sounds really fun. I like that a lot, actually. It really panned out.